Hello everyone, this is Joseph, aka Amelia Earhart, because I lost a Super Cub before. Super Cub number 2, aka Rudy, short for Rudolph, the red-nosed Super Cub. Had a little bit of an accident today. Went out flying, did some really good touch and goes. Wind was okay, a little much, but had this new battery pack from cheapbatterypacks.com. It's an 8-cell pack, 9.6 volt. Really makes this. It's a nickel metal hydride. Really makes this plane scream. Had done some modifications on the landing gear, beefed it up and everything. And like a lot of the videos said, before you do any modifications on the landing gear, you're going to want to make sure you strengthen that battery box. Well, I did a loop, and the plane really bit really hard due to the wind speed, due to me coming in way too low, and I also changed my hookup clevises a little bit further in so that I could have a little bit better control, and it planted in hard, and as you can see, the battery box is torn up. Surprised, the gear is not as bad as you would think, but still it's pretty messed up. As you can see, the 8-cell battery pack and everything. The wing survived. Of course, we've busted the prop, motor and everything. It did turn over, so that seems to be working. Electronics seem to be fine. One thing I noticed right here is one of the things that hold the rubber bands that hold the wing on is missing. We couldn't find it at the crash site, nor could we found one of the rubber bands. So what we're thinking is that possibly because I was coming in way too hot, pulling way too many G's and everything, the thing actually slipped off. Now these aren't glued on; they are pushed on, and every time before I go up, I go ahead and check them and everything. But this time, maybe I checked the rear ones and I didn't check the front ones, and clearly that well, as you can see. Plus, I'm not the most experienced pilot, and got a little bit overconfident, didn't think about my investment, and just went ahead and went for it. Of course, I had some really good touch and goes. I did do 2 loops earlier the same flight, the same evening, so I was pretty successful with that, but I really didn't, really just was too much of a novice probably to pull this off just yet. So seeing this is like maybe my 7th or 8th time in the air and everything. So, but Super Cub is a pretty tough plane. I'm sure a lot of people would say, hey, this is totally fixable and everything, which I might sit there and try to repair it. I really don't know yet. Just worried about the strength and everything. The wing surprisingly did fine. Wing is perfectly okay. One tip that I did take, and I'm glad I listened to, was I put the packing tape along the leading edge all the way across. And I had already had it where the rubber bands dig in when I first got the wing, because on my first plane that I lost after the first flight, I noticed that was digging in, so I put the tape, fixed the problem. I haven't seen any videos on it, but this really made a difference with that crash because it didn't destroy the wing. The only thing that happened was where the wing struts attach, one of these actually just rotated in the thing. I thought it was broken, but it wasn't. So all I did was pull it a little bit and flip it back, and everything was fine. So Rudolph, the Super Cub, it's been fun. We may rebuild you. We do have the technology. We do have the Gorilla Glue, but might be time to just cut my losses because I want to make sure it's super flight worthy and everything else. And if it's going to cost me like $50-$60 just to go ahead and get it, put some decals on, and be up in the air, maybe I'll do that. So thank you very much. Hope that helps.